Remember, we are living in an age and in a society where Mike Tomlin has never had a losing record. He's got a Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowl berth appearances, by the way, numerous AFC Championship game appearances, and people throughout the football world were talking about how the Steelers needed a change when this man has won nearly 65% of his games in his career and has never had a losing record and has a multitude of player victories. His virus is that it's difficult for him to beat Bill Belichick. Oh, my God, stop the presses. So I take all of those things into consideration, and then I look at this year's roster. Jerry Jones doesn't give you an extension. Jerry Jones sits there and says, I'm taking care of everybody else. I come out the wazoo. I pay all of this money. I got Ezekiel Elliott. I gave $90 million to with $50 million guaranteed. I'm about to give Dak over $130 million, probably about $35 million in guaranteed dollars minimum. I got Amari Cooper. I got to take care of Michael Gallup can play. I got an offensive line. And oh, by the way, with Rashard and Marinelli, I got a defense. And you have the same record as the Los Angeles Rams or a bunch of these other teams. It is disgraceful. There is no excuse for it. And the only reason he has his job is because Jerry Jones loves him. It's Thanksgiving. I understand it. Take care of the man any way you want to. But he needs to be gone today.
No, he needed to be gone at the beginning of the season. That's the issue. Like, I kept talking about it. Like, you don't fire him now because let me tell you something. I don't care who you promote. You're not winning the Super Bowl this year. That ship has sailed. You had a chance with your roster, and what you needed to do was go get a Super Bowl caliber coach. And you're not going to do it now. It's not going to really do anything, especially, by the way, after they went to Foxborough and really probably should have won that game. Like, you're not going to beat Bill Belichick and the refs. 2 minutes to go on your own 35. You make the first down, and there's a phantom tripping call. Like, it starts making me think against the Chiefs last year in the playoffs, had there not been a neutral zone infraction, right, like a pre-snap penalty, maybe the rest would have just come up with them. Well, let's give Brady another shot. Like, you're not going to go to Foxborough and beat Belichick and the refs. And that may have cost them the game. You don't know, but it may have. That's a tough week to fire your coach after, actually, the one-loss Patriots team. The issue for me is Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones designed this whole team to isolate the variables. Is it the coach or the quarterback? Because they have everything else. We all knew what the answer was before the season started. Let's not act like we have new info on Garrett now. He should have done it before the season started. Guys, he should do it before next season starts. But what's the point in doing it right now?
The timing is interesting.
The timing is interesting. And I think, you know, to that point, like, oh, the privilege to have a great relationship and keep a job making $5-6 million a year. Like, Jason Garrett is average. His record says he's average. The performances say he's average. Average gets you a 10-year job for the Dallas Cowboys. And like, to your point, Max, and I 100% agree with you. Like, what conversation are we truly having, right? And we could talk about Jason Garrett and his performance. This is Jerry Jones' fault. As I sit here and listen to you guys talk, this is Jerry Jones' fault. You can tell me all you want about you want to win a Super Bowl, and I've invested in everything. You don't want to win a Super Bowl if you're going to continue to keep Jason Garrett. You don't want to do it because people that's not even in the middle of that building understand that he is the thing that's holding you back from getting to the point you want to be at. Now, I played for Jason Garrett. I have an affinity for him. Good dude, played the game, came in with all the promise in the world. But you are what you are. The sample size is enough now. So
it was before the season started.
And now that we are having this conversation with a team that's right now sitting at 6-5, with the talent that they have on this roster, this doesn't exist in the NFL. Is my point. Like, to your point, Stephen A., we talking about Mike Tomlin losing his job, and he lost three of the best players
6-5.
ever. And he is 6-5. Like, so at the end of the day, we can be as mad as we want to be at Jason Garrett. But you know what Jason Garrett is being? He's being himself.
Well, let me explain. but let me explain. Y'all are absolutely right if we're talking about macro, the overall view. We're talking about this season. We know Jerry Jones is at fault because we know he has the power to pull the trigger. We get that. Nobody's debating that. But this notion that it is what it is and it could not change, I beg to differ. Because let me tell you something right now. If Rashard was inserted in as the head coach, and you got rid of this man right now, I think there's an elevated level of urgency.
Little bounce.
Because based off of what we've seen from Jerry Jones, when it comes to Jason Garrett, you trying to tell me if you were a member of the Dallas Cowboys wearing that uniform, knowing Jerry the way that you do, and then Thanksgiving week arrived and he didn't give a damn and he said, the hell with it. Your behind is out of here. You wearing that Cowboys uniform would have go like this. What the hell just happened? I can't believe this just transpired. Wait a minute.
Would they
it's
get a bounce?
A new day.
That's a pretty good point.
It's a new day.
Do you think we saw it with the Browns last year, but they weren't playing for anything?
Do
you think elevating the D coordinator, whomever, gives the team a bounce, which sometimes happens with a new coach, enough to get them to do something?
Probably would. We're looking at LSU right now, about to go to the college football playoff with a change in the middle of the season, and we saw players respond. I'm not sure. You remember a few weeks ago we had the conversation when the guys didn't want to give Jason Dapp coming off the field? Right. Like, that's not an indictment on Jason. The relationship was fine. But it gets to a point where you as a player, when you're in a franchise, you saying to yourself, we good enough to win. Why aren't we winning?
Last point. And remember this, Max and Marcus and Molly. This is the key. We've conceded they have the talent. We've conceded that systemically, what this system is, whether it's running the ball or Dak Prescott listening to Kellerman and getting the ball or Amari Cooper or et cetera, we've conceded they've got what it takes. The issue in question is a personality transplant. You can't have that with Jason Garrett.
Well, you know what, Stephen A?
You got to change it.
This speaks to something you talk about. I want Jerry to take his medicine now. He sacrificed this season on the altar of his own ego. Don't try to act like you're doing something now. Take your medicine. You wasted this season. Get a new coach next year.
And I'm not trying to kill Jason Garrett for being in a position he shouldn't be in, because he doesn't make that decision.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.